Okay, so, all right. So you have your 4 holes. Fractions are part of the whole, right, Noah? You're looking at your holes that are up on your desk. Okay, so let's pull out the halves. They should be blue. Okay? You want me to move something? Okay. Light blue. You should have, how many of them?
5.
Well, how many halves make a whole?
4.
2 halves make a whole. And you can lay them down. Okay, you can lay them down on one of your holes and see that 2 make a whole. Yes, I have extras because we're going to be doing some math with them. All right? You could just set them to the side. The extras. Okay, now your yellow, let's figure out what size the yellows are. Let's lay them on a hole and see how many make up a hole. Lay your yellows out and see how many make up a hole. No, that wasn't the question. I didn't ask you how many you had. I said how many yellow make a hole.
4.
There's 3 that make a whole. So each fractional piece is how much? What's that? 1/3. Each fractional piece is 1/3. And there's 3 of them that make the whole. No. All right? I'm a little concerned about the conversation. Okay, so 3 1/3 pieces make up a whole, so that's 3/3. All right, let's pull out the orange one and see how many make a whole. That's all right, we're only going to make a whole, the rest we're going to set to the side. So how many of the orange pieces make a whole?
4.
4.
1/4.
1 piece is 1/4. Okay, let's use the purple pieces and see how many make a whole. So how many of the purple pieces make a whole? Marquise. 1. 6 is 1 piece, but how many purple pieces make a whole? Excuse me, I did not see a hand. I was talking to Marquise. How many purple pieces make a whole? 6. So one of these is worth what, Marquise? 1/6. Okay. And the last one is white, and I'm going to lay it right over my halves. One thing I forgot to tell you is that these are fraction kits I want to keep together. So please make sure that the pieces don't end up on the floor, they don't get bent or written on, because I want to keep using them. There is a die cut that I can use to do them. Okay, Brittany, do you have a question? Okay, I didn't ask a question, but... Okay, now, do you have your white ones laid out? How many of these white ones does it take to make a whole, Crystal? 8. Thank you, Crystal. And how many, each one of these white pieces, what is the fractional part, Julia? 1/8. Okay. Now I'm going to just look at my 3rd, 6s, and my wholes. I'm just looking at these pieces for right now. All right? So, based on what we have here, we could come up with some equivalent fractions. 1 whole is equal to what? Based on what you have right here. 1 whole is equal to what, Tim? No, based on what I have up here. I'm just looking at thirds, my wholes, and my sixes. Based right here. What do I have right here that makes a whole? How many? Okay, right here is my 3/3. And if I look at this, this is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3.
Don't write that down.
No, please don't write on these. I'm just writing to show you. So 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 equals 3/3, which equals 1 whole. Okay? 1 whole is equal to what up in sixes? If you look at the six, how many, Zach? Is equal to 6, 6. Because this is 1/6, 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 and this is 1/6. So I have 6 of them. So 6, 1/6 equals a whole. Ooh, 6, 6. All right, pretty basic. Equivalent fractions. 3/3 equals a whole, 6, 6 equals a whole. Now let's look at how many 6 equals 1/3. So if I have my 1/3, okay, take your 1/3. How many sixths equals 1/3? Take your 1/3 out and see how many 1/6. Dominique, we're working on thirds and sixes, not quarters.
2.
Cassie, how many?
2.
2. If I lay 2 of these on, those are equivalent. So 1/3 is equal to 2/6.
Well, it's easy because if you take 1/3, you multiply each number by 2, no matter what. You multiply top numbers, bottom numbers by 2. It'll be 6.
Okay.
You multiply that.
Okay. What if I have 2/3? 2/3 is going to be equal to how many 6? Lay it out and look. Girls, 2/3, stop with the sanitizer. Okay, Michaela, 2/3 is equal to what?
2 and 2/4.
No. Look what you have there.
1 and 2/3.
Where's your 2/3? How many sixes?
4.
4, 6. So here we have 2/3. 2/3 is equal to 4, 6. These are equivalent fractions. Brittany. All right. So then I'm going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to have, this is where we start having a problem, okay? So I'm going to have 2/3. And I'm going to add 1/6 to it. And I want to know what it equals. How do I do this? Terry, I am adding 2/3 plus 1/6.
Common denominator.
But, okay, that common denominator, what that means is, if I have third here, and I have sixes, and I have no way to, like, count them. I have 2 1/3, and I have 1 1/6. And there's nothing in common that I count them with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these 1/3, because I can't make this 1/6 a 1/3. But I can turn these 1/3 into 6. Okay? by doing this. Okay? Now they're all the same. They're all common. What is my denominator here? 6. Okay? And what I've done here is to the 1/3. Okay, make sure you're looking up here too, guys. What I've done to the 1/3, Tasia, you with me? Is I'm changing it to 6's by multiplying by 2, because it takes 2 of them here to make a 6. So now, instead of 1/3, how many 6's do I have? Or instead of 2/3, I have how many 6's? 4, 6. What I've done here is I'm multiplying by 2. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4. Now, I can add them all together because they're all the same. So 2/3 plus 1/6 equals what? 5, 6. And there it is. Okay? It's easy to see. Let's look at another one. Nope, not really. It's just using hands-on, using manipulatives instead of just doing the algorithms. All right, let's look at fourths. And let's take eighths out and halves. We're going to use some fourths, some eighths, and some halves. All right. Let's do some common or equivalent fractions. Here's one. Let's put 1/2. Here's 1/2. What does 1/2 equal to? Use your fourths or eighths to tell me which 1/2 is equal to. Philip. Hands, please. Zachary, you with me? Okay, what are you doing? Working on there. Okay, half. Crystal. I'm working with 1/2. Here's 1/2. What are you telling me it's equal to? No, what is that equal to? Show me with your... Okay, what is 1/2 equal to? Okay, if you lay down fourths, you can see this is 2/4. What else is 1/2 equal to? Use your manipulatives to tell me what else 1/2 is equal to. I'm not seeing you doing it. I don't see you have 1/2 even pulled out. Let's see, she's doing it right. Okay, what'd you get? Tasia, what'd you get? What else is equal to 1/2? We had 2/4. What else? That's what you're working on then. What'd you get, Dominique? What else is equal to 1/2? Okay, let's look, guys. You have the manipulatives right in front of you. You can lay them out and see.
Yeah, it's 4.
4 what? 4 what? What are these?
8.
These are 8. Okay? Is there anything else that equals 1/2? That is 1/2. Terry, Well, I don't know what
The
that
answer
means.
you want the answer.
I'm asking you, what else is equal to 1/2? Sade. Okay, you could take your thirds, or your sixes rather. Okay? And 3/6 equal 1/8. Now, will 1/3 or 2/3 ever equal 1/2? Why not? Okay, it's not just that, Philip. Why won't 2/3 equal 1/2?
Because
2/3 is a little bit greater.
Okay, it's bigger. You see, it doesn't fit.
And if any denominator does not have a half, 1/4 and 2/6.
Okay,
1/4.
please, guys, the fraction pieces that we're not using right now, you don't need to play with. No, I'm sitting too long. All right, so let's do some math with these.
You want to hit stop button
No,
now?
I didn't hit
Probably
that.
wanted
so
to-
real.
That's okay.
Oh, you want
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep going.
Sorry.
Yep.
You do it.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's all right. It doesn't matter. All right, I want to look at 1/2 plus 3/4. How would you show me that? Here's 1/2 and here's 3/4. And how do I give you my answer as to what it equals? There it is. But how do I show you what it equals? Because I have halves here and I have quarters here.
It equals 1 and 1/4.
Excuse me. Here's the deal, guys. I don't want you just to shout out answers, first of all, because it's not fair to your classmates. You're taking away their chance to think for themselves. I know. And the other thing is, I don't want just an answer, I want an explanation. I want to know, what do I have to do to add these together? Okay, Tim, tell me.
Well, first of all, add together.
Crystal and, wait a second, Crystal and Cassie, do you have this problem out? 1/4 or 1/2 plus 3/4? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so first have to multiply 2. So you have to find the common denominator, which is
Okay,
4.
how do you find that using these fraction pieces?
Okay, so take a 1/2 piece,
Yep.
and then take 4, just 2
Okay, so I have to get 2 more fourths. Now I can't use these that are already here. I'm going to substitute in these 2/4 for the half. Okay? And that is basically finding my common denominator. What you've done here is what? Multiplied by 2, which is what I just put in. So now I have 2/4 plus 3/4, and because they're all the same, I can add them together, and it equals 5/4. It is a proper fraction because my top number is larger. So how do I change it into a mixed number? Using my fraction pieces.
Or you could just combine and take your
Using my fraction pieces first, and then we'll do the math. How do I convert this into a mixed number using my fraction pieces? Lillian. That's not using my fraction pieces. Philip. I want to use my fraction pieces. I don't want to know what operation to use. Who can help me here? Brittany, what do you think I need to do? In about 2 minutes you're leaving.
She knows.
What? What do you mean subtract? You're not performing any operation with your fraction pieces. If you look at these 5/4, you know that 4 of them make what? 1 whole. So you're going to substitute. I have 1 whole now. and what left? 1/4.
Would you walk into a pizza shop and say, I would like to order 5/4 of a pizza, please? That's improper. It's not a proper way to order a pizza. 5/4.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you say it so someone understands it, right? 5/4 is right, but it's not understandable in the simplest terms. How would you say, Philip? 5/4 is equal to what? Philip said it, but you didn't hear it. Say again.
Mhm.
1 1/4 pizza.
Oh, pepperoni. Exactly.
1 whole and a 4 of pizza.
But is this still recording or not? Okay. All right. This, what you've done with the fraction pieces, the math is you've divided. You've said how many times can I take how many 4s can I, will go into the 5. And I said, well, there's 4 here, so that's 1 whole, and it leaves me with 1/4, 1/4. So you did 4 divided by 5 is 1 whole, that's your whole number. And you subtracted, and this 1 is your numerator. Your denominator stays the same. Okay? Nope. Here's another problem I want you to figure out. 1/2 plus 3/8. Let's do 1 1/2 plus 3/8. 1 1/2 plus 3/8. What my expectation is that you guys to be doing this with me. And you're not. You haven't changed because none of the problems with me. The problem is 1 1/2 plus 3/8.
Got it again? You got the 1.
Now, I have all kinds of things going on here. I've got wholes, I've got halves, and I've got 8. I've got nothing common. Alright? So I need to make something common. Do I have to do anything with my whole number right now?
No. I got the answer. Why does he want to say this? And I know what she means by it.
Okay. We have nothing in common here. So now we need to make it common. So we can add them together. Do we have to do anything with this whole right now?
No.
No. We're just going to work with the fractions, the half and the eighths. What can I do? How can I make these 3/8 a half? Question was, can I make these 3/8 1/2? No. Can I make the half 8? Yes, so that's what I'll do. I'll substitute in here. And instead of 1/2, I'm going to have the equivalent, which is 8. 4/8. Okay, so now what I've done here is I've multiplied the half times how many? 4. Okay, now I have 1 4/8 plus 3/8. Okay, I don't have to do anything still with that whole number. That's going to remain 1. 4/8 plus 3/8 is how many 8, Noah?
7/8.
Your name Noah? Then I don't need an answer from you. Hey Noah, what's the answer? is 1 7/8. You can count them. Does that make a whole? Nope. Okay, so the answer is 1 7/8. No, you can step outside now. You're totally off task. You don't want to be here. All right. Let's start with okay, for those of you that said this was too easy, let's take it to subtraction then. We're going to start with 3 2/3. Don't go anywhere. I didn't dismiss you. What I'd like you to do is make sure all your pieces get in your bag. You will be having a